Hello everybody and welcome to Fireside Chat. Jonny here. Today I got Takedown with me. We're talking about Horizon Zero Dawn. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Doing good. How would you kind of summarize the game for someone who has been living under a rock and doesn't know anything about it?
Ooh,
By the way,
Yes.
two warnings before you go into that. First, if you're offended by bad words, some are going to be thrown around for sure, so maybe steer clear of this video. But aside from that, what was I going to say? Okay, go ahead with your description, Takedown.
I'll try not to use too many naughty words. I don't know. I'd say it's a very good action adventure game. I'd say the primary, most enjoyable part of it for me is the story. I think the story is excellent. The gameplay's really good, obviously, but the story for me was where it really took itself apart from other games in the genre. And just the weapons, the environments, just everything about it really is a package.
Yeah.
It's just brilliant.
I think it's fantastic. By the way, the second warning was that there are going to be spoilers. We're going to go like bollocks deep in
balls deep.
We're gonna go deep and talk about all the stuff. I enjoyed it, dude, but it was weird. I think it might be a little bit controversial to say so, but it got to a point at the end where I was like, it was a great experience, but you know, I'm glad to be done with the game. Like it was a good package. Let's just leave it behind and move on to something else. I didn't feel like, hey, I want to play 20 more hours of this game. I think the combat got a little bit old for me.
I agree. That's when the DLC came out, I got bored of it because I had had enough of the main game and it was more of the same thing for me.
So I haven't played the DLC, so kind of full disclosure there. But I mean, one thing is that it looked amazing. I saw videos of just like the snow effects and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, graphically, it's amazing. Story-wise, I wasn't too impressed. I didn't think it really added much. The main game didn't touch on.
The key question there is the black guy in the DLC or not? Because he was like my favorite character.
Cyrus, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was brilliant. He's a good voice actor as well. I love that guy.
He's a fantastic actor. He's in Fringe and in other shows. Anyways.
I think he talks to you in the DLC, but you don't physically see him in person, I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe in a side mission, but I tended to skip most of those because I got bored pretty quick.
Yeah, I think that was my problem. I started doing all the side missions and it got to a point where I was just burnt out of the game. And I had to push myself to finish the main campaign. I think that's why I was a little bit burnt out. But to me, the combat was cool, but it didn't feel... How to put it? It didn't feel like it scaled in any meaningful way. Like halfway into the game it felt like I had all the skills that I needed already. Like it didn't feel like there was any kind of late game perks, late game skills that I was gonna unlock that were gonna make it more fun. They got a little bit stale towards the end.
Yeah, the DLC does help with that. It gives you some skills that are quite necessary and add a bit more depth to the gameplay, but not too much. Nothing that the main game really missed out on.
So I think like just getting the obvious stuff out of the way, it looks amazing, right? It's just one of those times where kind of... could it be like the best looking game on PS4? Maybe like Uncharted 4 is up there?
Yeah, I think it's because it's got its own style as well. Yeah,
it's insane. Like the way the character moves is very dynamic, very natural. Because a lot of the times the character will be a little bit like, will feel like his or her movements are a little bit artificial. It wasn't the case here. It was fluid, it was good.
Yeah, and those hair physics as well.
The hair physics, dude.
The hair physics were actually pretty good. All those ginger hairs flying around.
Definitely. I remember...
Added to the experience.
Yeah. I remember playing The Witcher 3 and I needed the hair physics, man, for the immersion. Couldn't turn that shit off. Even if it cost me like 5 FPS.
More hair and beard physics from Geralt.
Gotta get the hair physics. Yeah, I was kind of expecting you to shit on the game, in all honesty.
It's one of the games I actually like.
Because a lot of the times I'll talk to you and I'll be like, dude, that was a great game, and you're like, oh, that's shit. You know, I gotta go and play some Bandicoot, or like. So you don't have any controversial opinions on this one?
I've got some negatives about the maybe one or two things, but I think it's pretty much what everyone else agreed on. Like the climbing in the game's awful because you can only climb where the game tells you to climb, which is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's one of the worst aspects of the game.
It's like I understand why they do it, but like, how to even call it? You know, like the I guess the dove droppings that you see in the parapets that you can climb. It's like, do you really need to paint that for me? Like, do you actually have to paint every single climbable surface?
Pigeon shit climbing surfaces. Total ruin the immersion.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I get why they do it. It would be hard to tell like where you could and you couldn't go, but there has to be a better way. Just because I can't think of a better way doesn't mean that there isn't. Just I feel like every game does that. Uncharted did it, and I don't know. I can't think of any game that kind of gave you. It's either they give you full freedom or they completely tell you, here's where you can climb.
Yeah, I think Tomb Raider did it. I can't remember really, but Tomb Raider might have done it a bit better. I'm not sure. The new Tomb Raiders.
Oh yeah, that one had good hair physics too. It's pretty sexy stuff.
Good hair physics.
Good hair
the
physics
PS4
too.
remake had good hair physics.
Yeah, definitely.
But also, I didn't like the hunting grounds. I wasn't a huge fan of those.
Nah, that lasted like 2 minutes with me. It's like, nah, I'm bored. Moving on.
Yeah, I mean, I did all of them for the trophy, but...
Why would you... Oh, don't tell me you're one of those trophy guys.
No, I don't collect trophies unless they're easy, and I thought that game was in my wheelhouse to be able to finish that, so I got the platinum on that, I think. I'm pretty sure
cool.
I did. Yeah, it doesn't happen often. I don't often go for trophies. I'm not a trophy whore.
I'm joking. I don't mind, but I just kind of find it weird that some people completely don't give a shit about them, and then other people are like playing the game for trophies. It's kind of crazy.
No, I think I've got like 8 platinums, and that's about it. And I've got 500 games, so it's not very much.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna go too much into the plot, but I found it really cool. Like when you start understanding what happened. And they break down to you like, hey, these were the decisions that were made, and that's why, like, these things happened. It kind of made sense. I understood where they were coming from with those decisions, you know? Because a lot of times you'll hear something really stupid like, wait, what? They created that thing that ended up just destroying them? What? Like, a lot of times it doesn't make sense, but this time I thought it was well done. It was believable, kind of.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was really well done, the story, and it kept making you want more and more and finding out what happened.
Yeah.
Like a really good thriller.
The one thing there is like what's the name of the black guy again? I keep forgetting his name. Cyrus? Well, we're gonna call him Cyrus. He's like this kind of all-powerful character. He's got all the tools, but he only shows up like in key moments. Like, what are you doing while I'm fighting an entire village, dude? Like, do you have like an appointment at the hairdresser or something? What's going on?
Exactly. Getting his head shaved.
Yeah, like, what do you have going on that you can't actually help me with this kind of incredibly important thing that I'm doing? Like, he only shows up a couple times, and you're like, why can't you just stick around? Doesn't make any sense. That's the one thing where I'm like, I get it, he's expensive, but doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there is a point in the game where you're like literally fucked, and he does turn up and save you, but it's not often.
Yeah,
I think a bit in the arena.
That's true. That's true. Were there any points where you were like stuck in a combat in terms of difficulty?
Yes, every Thunderjaw.
Yeah, those were
and
tough.
I can't remember what they're called. The ones where you go inside the caves and you have to be able to take over the monsters.
The cauldrons.
Cauldrons, yeah, I found a few of them a bit difficult when they
There
threw
were a
some
couple of
deep
pretty
ones.
tough ones for sure,
Yeah,
dude.
definitely.
Because it's an enclosed space and the thing just goes berserk in there. So yeah,
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
a couple of situations. One was a cauldron, yeah. Big dude, enclosed space, very difficult to handle the fight. And then the other one was actually, I think it was a side mission. You go into this kind of mine, like a quarry, I guess.
Mm.
And I don't know if maybe you haven't done this mission, but there's like this digger robot goes underground and stuff, and pops out, attacks you,
Yeah, I think
digs
I-
underground, and he's kind of moving all around you underground, and then pops up.
Yeah, I think I definitely did it. So
Yeah.
if I got the platinum, I would have probably done all the side missions. I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe you don't remember him. He was really tough for me, I think. Well, also, I was under leveled for that, but it was super tough.
Yeah, definitely. I remember a few hard moments in that game, but I had it on, I think, normal mode.
I had it in normal too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times in the past, I've played games in hard, but it came from a bad place. It came from a place of ego, like I'm better than normal mode.
Yeah.
I can do hard mode, and a lot of the times it actually spoiled the experience for me because I wasn't used to the mechanics of the game, and I was just kind of playing catch up the entire time instead of kind of enjoying and learning a little bit
Makes
more.
it less fun if it's too hard.
Yeah, it's a balance.
Unless you're talking about Bloodborne or Dark Souls, and then I don't care how
Well,
hard
there's
it is.
only one difficulty there, and it's like, fuck
Exactly.
you. Fuck you, you're dead.
Eat my bollocks difficulty.
I was actually just playing like 1 hour, attempting one single boss in the DLC. Didn't get it, dude. Couldn't fucking get it. 1 hour. And I'm actually playing with Chris for the channel on that one. We tried the boss the other day, and he already attempted the boss tons of times on his free time, and he was like raging on me so hard on that boss.
No, I couldn't play that game with someone else.
Yeah.
I'd be blaming them for everything.
Well, the thing there is, you can't really blame them, because if they die, it doesn't necessarily kill you. You can still fight.
Yeah,
It's just
wouldn't
that.
stop me though. I'd
they're
still
dead.
blame them,
Yeah.
just for the sake of it, out of anger.
Have you played any Souls games?
I've played Dark Souls. I've played Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, and Bloodborne.
Dude, you played lots of Souls.
All Yeah, I played most of the main ones.
Shit, I didn't know you were a Souls player.
I've never finished any of them apart from Bloodborne though.
Was it one of those cases where it's like, hey, I'm gonna check this out, and then like, nope.
With Dark Souls, I played Dark Souls 1 years ago. I didn't like it. I played 3. I got bored about halfway through, I think, of that one. I wasn't the hugest fan. Number 2, I played about the first 3 levels. But Bloodborne, I just fell in love with, and I finished that in a week. I love that game.
Yeah, it's really good. The movement there is a lot faster, right?
That's why I like
the
it,
whole
yeah.
combat is pretty different. I understand, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think it's for everybody, and I don't mean that in a condescending way, like, like I'm better than someone for playing it. The way I mean it is, the game has a rhythm, and if you don't dig that, then you're not gonna dig the game. So I understand.
Yeah, definitely. That's
But
why
I was just
Bloodborne's
the
faster
reason.
rhythm.
Yeah, the reason I was asking you is just to kind of draw a comparison with the combat in Horizon Dawn, because there's a little bit of rolling there. I found myself doing a little bit of Souls gaming there, kind of. You got your rolls. The one thing though, the archery, of course, is something new, and that was pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah,
of course,
I love that.
They
That's
had
my favourite
to.
part.
Yeah, they had to do slow-mo so that you can actually aim with a controller, because doing that sucks.
Yeah, I think I never used the staff. I don't think I ever used it.
No?
No, I think I just used arrows because they're so easy to craft and the resources were everywhere. I just loved using the arrows. That was my main.
I really enjoyed the traps. You know, like you would set
Yeah.
up these traps, and
That
then
was
you
cool.
kind of lure them into them, and be a little bit tricky with that.
Or pinning them to the ground with the tether.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
just
really cool.
keeping them pinned down is pretty awesome. Like the birds were super annoying for me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, I hated the birds. I was
Same.
like, can you not though? Like, just can you not?
It's so fast.
Yeah, what I would do is just pin them with the ropes and keep them pinned down with that, and that was the way I found to handle them.
Yeah, I just shot their stomachs and exploded them with my... Because if you shot their stomach, they had ice underneath and it would usually freeze them.
Yeah, but I'm not very good at aiming with the controller, dude. And
yeah.
Yeah, not very good at that. I was
Nice.
more like going for a melee build, which is cool.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, there's something to be said about riding the robots. Because you could tame them and ride them. That was pretty badass.
I can't remember what they were called. They were chargers?
Striders?
Striders.
Yeah.
You had striders and chargers, I think. Two
Yeah,
different...
yeah. You could also ride the big ones, right? Yeah. Well, the
It's a shame
bigger ones.
Shame you couldn't ride the birds and fly around. That would be cool.
Oh, yeah, but super hard to implement. Imagine.
Yeah. Or have the Thunderjaw and just like be inside it, like in Subnautica with the with the big submarine. Just live inside a Thunderjaw.
That is pretty cool. I hadn't thought about that.
Tank mode. That'd be cool. No, the Thunderjaws were hard.
Oh, dude, they were. And when you encounter the, like, was it cursed ones? The ones that were like, so you would encounter variants of the robots that had like, I don't know if it was like black, like a black hue around them.
Like the purpley black.
Purpley black, yeah, and they were kind of corrupted, right?
Corrupted, that's
what they called them. They were nasty as hell, man. And towards the end game, you would just encounter like two of the big ones there, and it's like, I'm just gonna run past them. It's gonna take me 10 minutes to kill him, so
yeah,
it got a little bit silly there in the end.
I did a lot of running past enemies in the last bit because you could just run to your objective.
Yeah, me too. Because I was a little bit tired of the combat as well, so I was just like, you know what? Let's just get past this.
Yeah, I couldn't be bothered with that.
The one thing, okay, I'll bitch a little bit about something. The AoE attacks are a little bit aggravating. So I don't know if you remember the crocs, the crocodile dudes.
Oh, I hated them.
Dude, they spit these like ice projectiles at you, and the thing has an AoE that's absurdly hard to dodge. Like I would dodge roll through it, but apparently there aren't any like invincibility frames when you roll. It's just like, you know, it was super hard to dodge. Really annoying.
I think they were probably the worst smaller enemy out of the lot.
Yeah, they were just aggravating as hell because you had to get in and kill them in close range, and they're always in packs. You never see like one. As well. Yeah, you never see one croc. It's always fucking 5 crocs.
Yeah, like the crocodiles from Assassin's Creed Origins. They were annoying. That's that sort of level of annoying.
I haven't played that one. Actually, I have it, but it didn't run correctly in my machine, so...
It's the same sort of thing, just without robots, just normal crocs.
Yeah, but do they attack you? Like the crocs do in the... Okay. So you'll be running by and they'll just kind of...
Yeah, they'll just try to eat you. Because you get boats in Assassin's Creed Origins, so they'll attack your boat. Tiny little like raft sort of boats, and they just like start trying to eat you from the side.
Did they do that in real life, or is it one of those things where you kind of have to go into their zone and aggro them?
I don't know. I wouldn't want to try it though.
I wouldn't try it, no. But
someone else can do that research for me.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, Bear Grylls has done some stuff there.
Bear Grylls wrestles with alligators or crocodiles.
Well, I think we've talked about like the main stuff. Was there anything else you wanted to touch on about Horizon Dawn?
Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to slag off about it.
Because you've played the DLC, so you have a little bit more.
Yeah, the DLC I really didn't like. I just found
you didn't like.
I just
the
thought
story
it was
poor.
Dragging out. Yeah, it didn't add anything to the game. I didn't like the snow. I thought the side missions were really boring and repetitive. There's nothing really compared to the main game.
So it's one of those cases, like if you enjoy the combat, just the gameplay, it's gonna be great. Yeah. If you wanted more of like a meaty story, it's not.
Yeah, if you wanted more questions for the main game answered, you're not gonna get it.
Right.
Because I know there was a few questions unanswered. Not many, but there was quite a few. So I think the second game would deal with that more than the DLC if they ever make a second one.
Yeah.
But no, I'm trying to think of characters I didn't like in the main game. There was that old woman I really didn't like who kept being like a proper bitch to you.
It
Can't remember her
triggered me.
name.
I was like,
I wanted to jump in the screen and punch her so hard.
Yeah. Jesus.
It's like you had the nice old lady who was looking after you, and then you had the other one who was being like evil.
Yeah. I also
her.
was a little bit resentful with the father, like how easily he kind of gave up on us. Like he just kind of noped out of the whole situation.
I mean, he did die.
Well, yeah, but like it was avoidable, wasn't it? Like also
I
like
can't remember. I think
spoilers, but yeah.
I think he was being attacked on the battlefield and he tried to save you, didn't he? So I don't know.
Like they could have easily just kind of relocated somewhere else, couldn't they?
Yeah, maybe. I can't really remember.
Yeah, well.
I did feel sad when he died though. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, because I knew it was gonna happen too. It was one of those times where it's like you're waiting for the hit, but you don't know when it's gonna come.
Yeah, not quite The Last of Us sad, but close.
Yeah, because you can't have a game with the dad around, right? It's not like, well, you're gonna pay him a visit every now and then. It doesn't work.
Yeah,
he needs to be gone. Yeah.
No.
Okay. One last thing I'll mention: the towers in the game are pretty well implemented, dude. You gotta hand it to them. It was original. The thing where you climb the long necks.
Oh,
and
yes, the long necks.
You gather information from there. Pretty cool.
That was good. That was a nice little change because it gave you some platforming.
Yeah, and it wasn't a predominant part of the gameplay. It wasn't like a pivotal, like you had to do it every time, right? It was like optional.
Yeah,
it was a cool touch.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Added some platforming, although the climbing on that was still just a shit, even though you could climb anywhere, because to get to it in the first place, sometimes you had to climb specific routes.
Yeah, and if you try to do your own route, it gets glitchy, and sometimes it was just not that great.
At times I had to glitch jump to try and get somewhere where I thought you had to go. Hopefully the second game they'll change the jumping and climbing.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Well, dude, I think we can leave it here unless you have something else you want to add.
I can't think of anything else.
Cool. Well, thanks for the chat, dude. I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.
That's alright. Bye.